welcome back to a new video. Today it's going to be a kind of a brand new type of video, and basically today I'm going to be sharing with you my game pick for the month of April. This is something I hope to do each month, but we'll just see how it goes. And if you're not into these type of videos, there's only going to be a couple here or there, so you can just skip these if it's not your thing. However, I really think that this video could be interesting to people who aren't even interested in board games, because this game I'm going to share with you today I think is such a fantastic game for everybody, and I really highly recommend. So basically, if you don't know, these videos I'm just going to be talking about my favourite board game that I played in that month. It doesn't have to be a new release, it's just something that I played that's new. Then again, it doesn't even have to be new, because I have one game that's very close to this one. And so next month, if I play some new games and nothing comes close to the one that I've got in second, then obviously I'll talk about the second one next month, you know. So it's just, you know, whatever, I just won't do any repeats. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the game, and then for anyone who hasn't played the game or doesn't know about it, I am going to go a little bit more in depth at the end of the video. However, if you have played the game or do know about it, then you can just watch the beginning and you won't need to see the end. So the game for April is Forbidden Island. Now, I feel like this is quite a popular game actually, and I hadn't heard of it though until last month in March. And I was introduced to this game and we played it in a 4-player. What is the maximum amount here? The maximum is 4-player. We played a 4-player game and I just loved it. I never had played anything like this before. It's a cooperative game and it's just brilliant. It's quite simple. And I was just so blown away. I think we played 3 games of it and I loved it. So then in April I bought my own, and I've just been loving it ever since. This works well as a 2-player game as well. Me and Josh have played this game 6 times, and we've also played it with 3 people about 4 times. And I just love it so much, and I definitely would recommend it. Like I say, I feel like quite a few people will have heard of it, but I also feel like quite a few people who watch my videos might not have heard of it because they might not play that many board games, or they might play more of the typical popular ones like Monopoly and Scrabble. So if you do enjoy those and you've never heard of this, this is such a great step in the right direction, and this is the game that really got me looking for more of these type of games, more different games, ones you don't just see on the shelves at Toys R Us and supermarkets and things. And I've got to say, it's such an enjoyable time to spend with others, and that's what I really love about board games at the moment. And this one, I feel like I have to owe it to this game for that, and also it's the one that I actually like the best so far. It's my favourite game, and I think that's because as well it's quite new. You know, I only got it this month and I only played it for the first time last month, so you know, I'm sure the novelty will wear off after a while. But I have played it, let's see, I played it 6 times in a 2, 3 times in a 3, and how many times did I say I played it? 4, 3, 2 times? So, you know, I've played it a fair amount of times, over 10 times in the past month, say. So that's pretty good going, really, and it's not too long to play. But yes, this is definitely my favourite of the month. I love that it's co-op. I am on the hunt for now for more cooperative games. I will be hopefully picking up Forbidden Desert next month in May, which is, you know, Forbidden Island. It's by the same company, but it's a little bit different. And I have got a couple of other co-op games on a list, but if anybody out there knows of any great cooperative board games, let me know in the comments below your suggestions, because I really, really do enjoy these co-op games. But yes, that's kind of just what my favourite game is. Now, for anybody who hasn't played Forbidden Island or has never heard of Forbidden Island, let me just take you into it a little bit. I'm just going to show you what you get in the box and a real brief overview of how to play. Obviously there might be a few things that I miss out, but it's just going to give you enough of a taste to know what this game actually is and to know whether it's something you'd be interested in, because I love it, and I feel like everyone I come across now I'm going to recommend whenever we have friends around. This is the game I want to pull out. It's just nice and it's easy enough to explain, and it's just such a fun time. And what I love about it is you can't always win. You are a team, and you either win as a team or you lose as a team. I have only won the game once, and that was when I played it as a 3-player. I won once, and that's, I think, what keeps me wanting to play more and more, is I really want to win the game, especially with 2 people. I'd like to see if I can do that. Anyway, let's go and take a closer look at Forbidden Island. Okay, so in the second section here, I'm just going to show you the game and show you what you get in the game, and then we will go into a brief thing of how to play. So here is the front cover. You can see it's 2 to 4 players, ages 10 and up. And it also says here, it takes 30 minutes to play. I would say it can take longer, it just depends. It can actually take shorter as well. So you can see there's the back. It's really nice visually. But anyway, let's just get straight in and have a look what's inside. Right, so we have an advert for Forbidden Desert, which again I really do want as well. I've heard that this one is the easier of the bunch, so if you are looking into both, I'd say pick up this one first. We have an instruction booklet, of course, which just gives a nice clear set of rules. So again, little details will be in here. I'm just going to give you a quick overview. We have this water meter, which is very important in the game. We have the little, you know, your little character people. And then the main, I guess, part of it is these tiles. Now these are what you use for essentially the board. There's not really a board, but there are these tiles, and they are double-sided. Let me just show you one close up. So that's the normal side, and this is the flooded side, which is really important for the game, because basically you're trying to escape the island and collect treasures before it floods. So that's really important. So normal side and the flooded side, and different ones have different things on. For example, that one has a little picture of a treasure on, so you just, you know, but again, we'll get into that a little bit later. But you get those, so there are those, and then you get some cards. We have 3 different sets of cards here. These ones are treasure cards and such, so there you go, that's those. We also have the island cards, which basically are just cards matching up with the tiles. And finally, you have your character cards, which basically just tell you what to do, and each character has a special ability. So I won't be going into that too much in this game, because, you know, it just get too much into it. But each person has a special ability, and it explains that on the card. But also a nice little thing, if you're new to playing, it does tell you what you can do. So take up to 3 actions, draw 2 treasure cards, and draw flood cards, and you do that every time you take your go. And so that's just really nice to have on hand, because it explains it all for you. And then finally we have the 4 treasures, which are really nice. So we've got this little blue goblet, the nice golden lion, and these are the things you have to collect before you get off the island. You have to collect all 4. We've got this little rock one, and finally, probably my favourite, the little fire one. Right, so now I'm going to set up the game, and again just give you a quick overview of how to play. Okay, so essentially this is your setup. The way of the tiles, like in terms of which tile is where, is random every time. And that's just to do with you shuffle them and it's random, and it tells you in the book how to lay it out this way, but it's basically 2, 4, 6, 6, 4, 2. And as you can see, we've got a little yellow person on here and a little red person, and everything's laid out. We've also got our water meter set at normal, which there you can set it at novice if you want, and that just basically means you pick up 2 flood tiles that time. So each player starts out with 2 of these cards, and they can have up to 5. And for example, say I'm the red person, I've got a treasure, which is the goblet. I will need 4 treasure cards, and I will need to get to one of the tiles that has the picture of the treasure card to collect the treasure. There's different things in the game where other characters or players even can give treasures to each other, either via a special ability or being on the same tile. And I've also got the helicopter lift card, which becomes important towards the end of the game because you need this to get off the island. Now, with having said that, let me show you here. See that one there? Fool's Landing. That has the helicopter on. And that is where, you know, you need to get to that tile once you've got all the treasures to get off the island to complete the game. So that's a very important tile, and this card will help you do that. So say, for example, I get those 2 cards, and my other player has another goblet, which is pretty lucky, and sandbags, which basically means I can unflood or shore up any tile without using an action, which, you know, again, I won't go into every detail here, but basically there you go. So now, before the game begins, I need to draw 6 of these cards. So 1, Lost Lagoon, 2, Copper Gate, 3, Breaker's Bridge, 4, Cliffs of Abandon, 5, Crimson Forest, and 6, Observatory. Okay, so that was a pretty good go, because all these tiles are now going to be flooded, but none of them actually contain an item, or, you know, they're not Fool's Landing, which is the worst one to get flooded. So I'm just going to turn all these over, and then I'll be back with you. Okay, so because this was an example game, unfortunately, I didn't shuffle the cards before starting, because I just thought, you know, whatever, it doesn't matter. However, obviously you'd want to shuffle, because if you can see, now the whole top half of my island is flooded. And again, none of them contain a treasure or anything of importance, but it will mean if they all get lost, there's less of these. Now, let me explain first how to take a go, and then just finally how to win or lose, and that'll be it. So, say I'm the red person, what I can do is I can take up to 3 actions. So, 1 action, I would want to shore up a flooded tile. So that's 1. 2 actions, I can move to a different space. 2. And a 3rd action, I will shore up another tile. That's what I would do. Basically, we're trying to, you know, obviously we don't want the island to flood. So that's what I'm going to be trying my best to do. Now, again, I won't be using any special abilities in this one, but the red guy does have special abilities. But again, you can find that out when you play. I will then pick up 2 cards. Lucky for me, I actually got another goblet. However, I then pick up 2 of the island cards. So these 2 cards now get flooded. If I pick up this card, however, in the treasure ones, not in the island ones, you will see it says move the water meter up. So you can see the numbers on there, 2, 3, 4, 5, that depicts how many of the island flood cards I pick up. And then it also says shuffle the top deck and put it on, shuffle the discard pile and put it back on top of the deck to pick from. So for example, I shuffle them. Next time somebody picks Lost Lagoon, as you can see, you can't, but it's there, Lost Lagoon is flooded. If I pick this one and it's flooded, it means it's out of the game. So you kind of get the idea that the island is getting smaller the more you play, and you don't really want that to happen. So say for example, it all gets cut off and you can't get to Fool's Landing, then you would lose because you need to get there to win. Say for example, there's 2 of each treasures on the tiles, but say for example you lose both of these and you haven't already collected the treasure, then you lose because you need all 4 treasures. Or if, unluckily, this actually has never happened to me yet, but it probably will now I say it, if you get so many Water's Rise cards that you get up to there, then you lose. And you don't make it off the island and it gets flooded, and yeah, you just don't make it. Typically for me, I find the way that I lose is that I lose the treasure pieces. So say for example, both lion pieces go, and I now can't get the lion treasure, and I lose. But it is a really fun game. That's just a really basic laydown. But basically, you know, your tiles will be disappearing like this. There'll be loads flooded like this. And you'll be just trying your best to get things sorted out on your island. But it's lots of fun. Great cooperative game. Like I say, you can speak to the player and be like, oh right, you know, I need this card. You've got to get to me to pass me this. And it's just great fun. So hopefully that made sense. And yeah, hopefully you are now interested in the game, because I want to recommend this to everybody. I just love it. Thank you for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed seeing a little bit inside Forbidden Island. Let me know down below your thoughts on the game. I'm presuming if you've got this far you haven't played the game, and whether it's made you interested in the game or whether you thought, I've played something similar to that even though you hadn't heard of Forbidden Island. I'd love to know your thoughts on other games you've played that you've enjoyed. But yeah, until then, I will see you guys next time. Thumbs up if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, one each month. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Goodbye!